Good morning. My name is Al, and I'm a beginner backpacker, battery-powered backpacker. I got the pacemaker to propel me along here, make sure that I can do this. I'm looking to get healthy, to get fit. Dropped about 28 pounds in the last few months, and I'm thinking that maybe doing a little bit of backpacking will help me get the rest of the way where I want to be. So here I am out at Crosswinds Marsh. So this is my first hike ever with a backpack. Decided to come out this morning to Crosswinds Marsh. We're here in, actually I don't know where it is. It's in Wayne County, southern Wayne County. It's about a 4.5 mile trail, the Blue Eagle Trail. And it's supposed to be a very easy hike. Just getting a little practice in, a little beginning to try and learn how to do a little hiking, just so I can maybe one day hike something, do a thru hike somewhere. So here we go. There's the marsh out there. There's a lot of wildlife. You hear a lot of birds. I see several swans out in the marsh. The area out here is very beautiful. We got great weather today. Looking forward to see what's out here. I've been here several years. My wife and I came out a few years back. It was kind of a cold day that day, and we did see this when we were here the last time. See if I can zoom in on it. There's an eagle's nest there, and I don't know if the eagles are nearby, but if I see one, I'll certainly take a video. Some geese out this morning, joining us for our hike. How you fellas doing? So this particular path that I'm on is part of the equestrian path. So there's a lot of horse poop to look out for. It's beautiful out here. Like I said earlier, the weather is gorgeous. We have a fantastic day for a nice hike. It's I think it's only about 70 degrees right now, and it's not very humid. And I have a lot of stuff in my backpack that I'm not going to use any of. I'm just carrying the backpack so that I can kind of get in shape. Got it loaded with a lot of stuff that I would probably take out on an actual thru hike or an overnight hike, but stuff I'm not going to touch. About the only thing I'll use out of the backpack today is my water. It's just a short hike, 4.5 miles, and maybe a little longer than that because I want to come back up the Bald Eagle Trail, pedestrian trail. But the backpack is mostly just to help me to learn to adjust to carrying a backpack. And at some point, like I said, my goal is to do an overnight, and maybe sometime next year or the year after that, who knows, go out and hike the Appalachian Trail. So that's what I'm looking forward to one day. See you in a bit. Maybe while I'm out here on this long stretch, which it's not really that long. I mean, I've already hiked a little over a mile, and haven't really seen anybody. A guy out fishing by the marsh, and another guy with his dog a little while back. Maybe tell you a little bit about my my motivations for this. About 2 years ago, started having some heart issues. Really didn't know what was going on. Had a relatively low heart rate. Most people would consider it dangerously low. It was typically resting heart rate around 30, 32. If I got moving around, I might hit 40 if I was lucky. But as soon as I stopped moving, I'd be back down into the low 30s. So went to the doctor, sent me the cardiologist, did a bunch of tests, and they said I had left bundle branch block and premature ventricular contractions, which over the course of the year took, they went from about maybe 1,100 premature they call them PVCs, premature ventricular contractions, and had about 1,100 a day, which isn't a terrible amount. They said, oh, we'll just monitor you and watch it. It's nothing to be worried about. I said, well, what about the super low heart rate? Well, we'll change some medications and see how that works. So heart rate did not increase with the medications, and the PVCs did increase. I went from, like I said, about 1,100 PVCs a day to somewhere in the neighborhood of 50,000 PVCs a day. You have about 100,000 heartbeats per day, so about half of my heartbeats weren't pumping much blood. So I didn't feel too well. I was having low number of heartbeats and not pumping much blood with each heartbeat, so I was constantly exhausted. Couldn't do much. I struggled to get through a day at work, and I'm on my feet all day at work, so each day was a challenge. So, long story short, they did a cardiac ablation where they go in and they basically laser or burn part of your heart when they isolate where the PVCs are originating from on your heart muscle, and then they burn it to cause the PVCs hopefully to stop, which they did. I'm down to 0 PVCs when they measured it currently. So, oh, we have a woodpecker loop up ahead here. Let me take a look and see what this is. I'll be right back with you. Well, I guess we're gonna see what the woodpecker loop has to offer. Nice little covered bridge over a creek here. Beautiful out today, like I said. Fair number of mosquitoes. I did apply some of the Sawyer insect repellent, so hopefully that'll do the job for me. So getting back to the story about the heart, I had the ablation, and now whenever they measure it shows pretty much 0 PVCs, and everybody usually has PVCs happen, but they're a low number, a couple hundred a day maybe. So I feel pretty good about that, but it didn't do a lot for my heart rate. So I was still low heart rate, not pumping a lot of blood, and still feeling exhausted all the time. So the cardiologist, actually, that was my second cardiologist. This is an electrophysiologist, EP. It's a cardiologist that specializes in electrical activity of the heart. So he recommended that I think about a pacemaker. I'm like, oh geez, I'm only 58 years old, gonna be 59 at that time, and I gotta have a pacemaker put in. I'm getting to be an old man. And so anyway, in September, at that point I was 59, in September the pacemaker was put in, September 22nd, 2021, and now I'm set at a constant rate of 60 beats per minute is my low, and as I exercise, my rate will go up. So, you know, the pacemaker is definitely a game changer. I would do it again. It was painful at first. Had a lot of, you know, I took about 8 weeks off of work for recovery, mostly because that was going into my slower season at work, so I could afford to take the time off in terms of how busy we were. I own a bicycle retail store, and you know, when you get into September, October, things slow down a bit. And then I started watching some backpacking videos on YouTube. One of my friends decided to hike the Appalachian Trail this year, and he's a big guy. His YouTube name is Too Heavy to Hike, and he just decided he was going to do it. It's been a lifelong dream of his, and it's got me thinking, you know, I'd really like to try the backpacking thing. So that explains why I'm out here. So, like I said, today is my first day. It's the day before Memorial Day, May 29th, 2022, and I'm attempting to become a backpacker. So that's why I'm out here. I gotta say, the woodpecker loop is more like the mosquito loop. Huge mosquitoes just swarmed all over me. I'm still getting attacked a bit. Fortunately, I did stop at a little picnic table back there and load up again on the insect repellent, but it only deterred them. It didn't defeat them, that's for sure. They're still swarming me pretty good. But anyway, it is pretty out here in the woods. The trail is quiet other than the sounds of the animals, occasional plane flying overhead, because we're relatively close to Detroit Metropolitan Airport here. Like I said, beautiful morning. So here we are at mile 2.3. I'm about 49 minutes into the trail, and we're going to go from this to this. So I expect the mosquitoes will pick up through here, but I'll continue on and let you know what we see. So here it looks like we have a little beaver dam through the creek. Water rushing over. Gotta give credit to this insect repellent. Mosquitoes are super thick through here, and they're buzzing all around me, and they're landing on me. But so far I haven't been bitten that I can tell. So things are going fairly well in that respect. We're about 2.6 miles in. I'm on the Blue Heron Trail now here at Crosswinds Marsh. And it's just so quiet and peaceful out here. It's beautiful. So, battery-powered hiker is having a great time for his first hike. You know, I've got a lot of stuff, like I said earlier, I got a lot of stuff packed. None of it that I'll need. I have my black diamond trekking poles, which I debated about bringing those. I didn't know that, you know, I'm thinking, well, it's a very flat trail, no elevation gain at all, really. Do I really need these? But I have to say, they help out a lot. When you have 30 pounds on your back, they give you a lot of support and balance, and I'm feeling good. I haven't looked at my heart rate. 85 beats per minute, so I got a little activity going on, and I really feel good. Been out here for about 58 minutes, so what is that, just under 3 miles an hour. I stopped a few times, so it cuts into the average a little bit. But nice wooden walkway here over the marsh. so quiet and peaceful out here. Beautiful. Now this looks interesting. Gonna have to find a way across this. It's just a big mud pit. So I don't see that that's a viable option there. I think I'm gonna try and negotiate this branch. Let's see how that goes. So far I've had, I want to say 7 of those muddy water crossings. Got through all of them except for the last one, which was completely underwater. It wasn't a mud crossing, it was a full-on water crossing. So I got some wet feet there. Got my feet wet literally in backpacking. So it made me realize that I didn't think everything through, because I didn't bring a spare pair of shoes to wear home. So I have to make sure, since I'm driving my wife's vehicle, that I do a good job of cleaning these shoes before I get in. So next time, bring a spare pair of shoes. So live and learn. Another wood crossing here, a wooden bridge. We're about 3.2, 3.3 miles into the trail, and I've been walking for about 72 minutes, and heart rate is staying below 90, so I'm getting some good exercise without overexerting myself. And here we have a little walkout to look out over the marsh. Not much to see here. Power lines, you know, industrialization, always impeding on nature. So we'll continue on down the path, see what we can see. It's before 10 o'clock on Sunday morning, and having a great time. See you in a bit. Oh geez, I should have been more aware. I just came on a deer. He was not 20 yards from me, 15 yards max. Startled him, spooked him off into the woods. Amazing. Into the Muskrat Trail is what this is called. And it's pretty. Beautiful out here. Some swans eating out in the distance. Path, Mallard Trail they call it. There's some ducks. I don't know if you can see them out there. It's been a fun day. I'm about a little over 4 miles in, 4.1, and making pretty good time, I think. About an hour and a half into the path. Whole bunch of little baby geese. Yep, I know. I'll leave you be. Getting near the end of the trail. About 4.3 miles in. Had a great time. Coming up on a long bridge here and a gazebo. Little birds. There's the gazebo off in the distance. Family of hikers exploring the marsh. Beautiful day. So out here in the observation deck, the gazebo itself is closed for repair. Well, that's it. battery operated hiker, battery operated backpacker. I'm not sure what I'm going to call myself yet. I got my 4.5-ish miles in, a little over that. I have to check my watch here and see at some point what the totals were, but I'll post those at the end of the video. Had a good time. Crosswinds Marsh is a nice place to go. There's a lot of families that come out here and bring their kids. Had one little girl trying to block the bridge, not let me pass, just trying to be a little funny, little 6-7-year-old girl. But it was a great time. Have to do it again. See you next time.